Hello, and welcome to Keeping It Real with Shannon live. Especially them because you don't know how it's going to turn out.
My kids empowered me to get out.
What's going on with this remote learning in the midst of COVID?
Working for different elected officials, learning and understanding how to put the community first.
Hi, and welcome to Keeping It Real with Shannon. How are you? Hello there, co-host. How y'all doing?
Hi.
How are you? Well, y'all smiling, so something great must be going on.
Well, it's not the weather.
Sorry,
guys.
That little bit of snow is not going to hurt you. Look, we got some hot, juicy topics to talk about tonight. But before we get into the hot topics, we want to congratulate one of our guests that was on the show. At that time, it was candidate Marva C. Brown, and now we can say Honorable Marva C. Brown. She was inducted on Sunday at First Baptist Church. It was such a wonderful, wonderful ceremony. I'm so glad that I was able to attend. And I'm just so proud of her. We are proud of her. So congratulations.
Congratulations, Marva.
Congratulations to her. Look, the women are doing it. The women are doing it.
Absolutely.
That's what we need to do. The women are doing it.
Yes.
So we just wish her the best, and we know she's going to do a good job. So we're not even worried about it. We know she's going to be good. Anyway, but let's get into the hot topics. Now listen, this is two sisters, right? So the two sisters. One of the sisters is having an affair with the sister's husband. Mm-hmm. So now family members know about it. So now they're trying to decide, should they tell the other sister that her husband is messing around with the other sister? So now should the family be quiet and mind their business? Or should you tell her?
I would tell her. I would tell her. Mm-hmm. I would tell her. I'm sorry, because once you bring me that information, where do you draw the line at? You can't be between two sisters, so you can't be catering to one with the bad that she's doing and protecting the other one, from she'll lift the bad news. I would tell her, because you know what, I gotta sleep at night, right? I can't worry about hold this kind of secret, because I'm just as guilty of holding that kind of secret, and I don't think it's right. It's not fair to the other sister, especially when you have family events and gatherings and everybody's sitting up there laughing, drinking, hugging, and smiling like everything is good, and then you're in the background, with this dirty secret. And I don't think it's fair. I think I have a lot to speak for my own integrity, and I would do it because I need to sleep at night. That's all that matters to me.
No, I agree. That's sisters. That's blood. You're supposed to have a certain bond with your sister, and I don't care what man it is, boyfriend, husband, whatever. I will let it be known that my other sister is cheating. Your husband is cheating.
Well, you got to also take in consideration that how's this going to affect her? Think about the consequences before you start talking now. So if you tell her and it doesn't turn out the way you think it's going to turn out, then she might be happy that you told her, and then she may turn on you.
But that's okay. I can sleep at night.
Exactly. That's okay. Because the thing is, I would rather have myself respected to tell her. Now, what she do with the information is on her. Mm-hmm. That's fine. She got to live with that lie and the consequences from that day forward. But at the end of the day, you can't just blame that sister. You got to blame that man too. Because
see, that was my point too. Is the man? What kind of husband you got that wants to mess with your sister?
That's true. You have to blame the man, but then again, I think I would come harder down on the sister, because that's my sister.
Should know better. Exactly.
You know better.
Yeah.
She should know better. We know she should know better, but we know what they do in these situations and stuff like that. And most of the time, they're not even caring about where you family, friends, or what. They just do something, and then if you expose them, it's a whole different story when they get exposed.
I wouldn't worry
but
about
I think you still got to think about. I guess I would have to think about the consequences too, because I don't know. I think what? I think I might would do something to the man. I think I might would come after him.
She has to deal with that. I think she would have to deal with that.
Let her do something to him. If she don't want to do anything, that's on her.
No,
if she want to live like that, that's fine.
No, not do something to him to hurt him, nothing like that. I'm talking about confront him about
of course you might confront him
doing, because well, they both at fault. So So it's kind of hard to say because their sister's at fault because she should know better. Because how could you mess with your sister's husband? I can't even fathom that.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing.
If I had a sister messing with her husband, I wouldn't even. I don't even want to talk to the same man that my girlfriend have dated.
True. Right. In a way, yeah. Depends.
No,
it depends. For people, it depends. Me, I wouldn't really be interested, but it depends. People may say, "Well, hey, he's not your man anymore. So what's the problem?"
Yeah, and she might not care. Some people just
whether she care or not, that was your friend. So
that's your personal.
Why would you want to date the same man
that's your personal preference?
And see, but the thing with family stuff, like the sister, please. No. I would have to I guess we'd probably be fighting, I guess.
But you know what? At the end of the day, let me tell you, I got this shirt being made, right? I'm going to tell you what the shirt going to say, because it's really pertains to a different kind of situation. But I would definitely give her a shirt. At the end of the day, men, marriages, and relationships come and go. At the end of the day, I'm always going to be your sister. No matter how we fit to differ, have arguments, and fight, we're always going to be blood, no matter what it looks like, and no matter how the relationship goes. But I think the best recourse of it is to tell her. How can you smile up in her face and continue ongoing relationship with your sister and she doesn't know, and you know the secret?
She's living with this man not knowing the truth about him when he should be exposed.
Exactly.
So hold on. So you are saying, okay, you're gonna tell her, right? So you're gonna tell her, so her and the sister's gonna duke it out or whatever, I guess, whatever. But do you think you can forgive your sister? Do you think you could forgive your sister for doing that? Once everything is out in the open, do you think you could forgive your sister for doing that?
You can always forgive and forget. Yeah. You don't know how much time it's going to take. But then again, if he's doing it that close with a sister, who knows what friend he done tapped into? Who knows what else he done tapped in? Who he hasn't been busted? That's something you can always forgive and forget. You may not talk for years.
Well, you said that's your blood. So yeah, of course, I'm going to try to work on forgiveness. Like you said, it may take some time, but that's my blood sister. I'm gonna work on it. It's not like some woman in the street that I don't know.
Right.
I think it's just hard either. I don't know. I know we're supposed to find forgiveness in our heart and stuff like that, but I think that would just knock me to the bottom if I found out my sister was doing something like that. I don't know if I could forgive them. I don't know.
But I'm curious to know, once you expose them, would the other sister continue doing it?
They might. You don't know what the deal is. Yeah, you never know. But now it's out in the open. They don't care anymore. So
exactly.
You especially if she don't want them anymore.
Then how many instances when they start having kids?
Sometimes they still don't want to give them up, even if they're doing something they don't have any business. Sometimes the wife or whatever it is, they still want to stay with them. They don't want to give them up regardless, even if they are cheating or whatever. They will remain there. So sometimes,
that's a different
topic. Those are benefits. Those are benefits. Because you don't want to be on your own.
I don't think it's necessarily sexual or anything like that, but sometimes people have invested X amount of time, right? I had a friend who was in a situation, and she no, she invested too much in that marriage. She invested everything here in her home. She's not going to step out and have somebody come in and reap the benefits of of the foundation she made, and I can understand that. But then, what type of relationship you have from there moving forward? So, what you sleeping in two different beds? You're not talking to each other. What kind of life
you just become roommates, and why you want to live like that? But then some people just don't want to be by themselves at a certain age. They get to a certain age and they're like, no, I don't want to be by myself. So they will tolerate whatever that comes along with the relationship.
Or they can't afford to live by themselves.
That's true.
Well, yeah, well, that too. But the thing about it is like, well, I mean, if you don't care about each other like that, then I can see it that way. But if you really care about each other like that, why would I want to live with you as a roommate? If you're supposed to be more to me than a roommate, I'm not living with nobody because they can be my roommate or whatever like that. You want the person to be someone who really cares about you and stuff like that. But a lot of people, I know they do that. They'll do that and they think nothing of it because it was like my friend was, she was telling me and she was saying she don't want to be by herself. And so when I'm asking about her husband and stuff like that, oh, well, don't ask me nothing about it because I don't care where he is. I don't care what he's doing. We just live in the same house together. And I'm saying, well, why would you want to have a relationship like that for? And she was like, oh, I don't want to live by myself. I don't want to live by myself. So I'm willing, to settle, for him being a roommate or whatever. I can't do that.
To each his own. Exactly. Each his own. You can't,
I can do bad by myself.
I know. I'd rather than be a roommate.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is I don't know why people act like they can't live by themselves. Why you can't live by yourself? Just because you by yourself, that don't mean you lonely.
That's true.
Some people are lonely by themselves.
But I'm saying it doesn't mean you have to be lonely because you live by yourself. Why is it that you can't be happy?
Because some people are used to having somebody
if you don't make yourself happy, how are you going to make anybody else happy?
That's true.
You got to learn how to make yourself happy. That's why come you won't be bored and you're lonely and all that kind of stuff. Because you're happy within yourself. Because if you can't make yourself happy, how you going to make the person happy?
And that builds your self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
That builds your self-esteem, because sometimes I understand if you're much older and people don't have much social friends, and sometimes depending on how long you've been in that relationship, sometimes that's all they know, right? Sometimes they may feel to really go out in the street and out in them trenches and what's out there in the streets, you may not want to take chances, but it's a lot of things out there, and I understand that after a certain time, nobody wants to be alone. But then again, like you said, like Lottie said, create the self-esteem, build your self-esteem. There's a lot of things that you got to do with not a sexual relationship, but you can have a companion. You can have fun, go movies, have laughs, do a lot of things with a companion. So what is really a relationship? It's just about sex.
Well, some people feel that at a certain age, it's harder to find a companion.
Yes.
You know what? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. People say that all the time. The older you get, it's harder to find a companion. Where did the age part come from? That you got to be what, 80 or 90 or something? Think you can't find anybody? I mean, I don't understand. Well, we gonna go. We gonna take a break. We gonna go to break and come back, and we're gonna talk about the men and women on the down low. We'll be right back.
It's Shannon. It's Shannon.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
We're back. Thanks for joining us. We're back with our hot topics tonight. Before we went to break, we were talking about the cheating with the two sisters. So now we want to talk about those couple, the men and the women that's on the down low. What would you do if you found out that your man or your woman was on the down low? What would you do?
It's funny that that's a segment question, right? Because that's still a form of cheating, right? Still a form of cheating.
But that's a different form of cheating.
Exactly.
I think I just take the sister cheating with my man.
Exactly. If you're on a download, who you on download with? That's still a form of cheating. You just not cheating with the opposite sex. You just cheated with the same sex.
But you wouldn't have like a different feeling if you know, like your husband was cheating with another man, or your wife is cheating with another woman. I mean, that would have a different effect on you just to catch them cheating with,
Of course. I mean, to find out that your significant other is, I mean, I guess you would call them gay at that point, even if they're dealing with different, both sexes. But, I would hate to hear that my man was doing that, because then you just should be honest from the get-go.
Exactly. Yes, I'm trying to live this.
Of course, they're not going to be honest from the get-go. That's not happening. It's not going to be honest from the get-go.
But sometimes they try to use, have these two lives or cases, and sometimes that's not. If you don't want to be there for whatever particular reason, what kind of fulfillment you get elsewhere, then have that discussion. Be on your own. Okay, I can respect that. Then for me to find out later on, it's what it's not. I will be more. I guess it's disenfranchised to really accept it in cases, but what people do is what they do.
I think I would be more hurt because I'd be feeling like, well, what is it that I can't give you that they can give you? And if you felt this way,
I would feel that way.
Get married to somebody if you know you don't like that man or you don't like women. I never could understand that anyway. I mean, I know situations are like that. That's why I brought it up. I know situations like that with the man married to the woman and he found out, she was seeing other women. And, but he left her. He left her, he left her with the kids and stuff. So,
but now it depends on whether they change, right? Because sometimes women in the situation, or even men, they already had established heterosexual marriage. So when was the turning point for them? It may not necessarily have been from day one. It could have been later on in their life that they have developed
that made that decision
and things like that.
Well, see, that's another thing. That's another thing I'm trying to understand too. Is like, how do you go with the man, and then after the man, then you can turn to a woman? I can understand if you was that way from get go, that's who you've been dating all the time, and that's the part I try to understand. Is like, how do you be with the man and now you with a woman, or vice versa? Now you the woman, now you with a man. Like, I never could understand that part. I never get that part. So to me, I start wondering, like, are you really that way, or you just want to test the waters or whatever?
I don't know. I mean, I think I see it more as maybe. I mean, I don't understand it really myself, but I think maybe it's about the connection, because, that's what relationships are about. It's about connecting with one another. And if you have that connection, regardless of what sex it is, I guess that's how you can easily convert to the other side.
Exactly. And that's something they say. It's not necessarily the sex, it's that compassion, that connection, that friendship, that relationship that they fulfill that not maybe necessarily the other person does. But is that one the same with cheating with a heterosexual? Or is that?
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Because
that's what I'm saying.
I know of another case, like someone I know, they was married and have children, sons, and then they separated, got divorced. Now she's with a woman, and they together, and living together and everything. So it was just like was strange to me, because I was like, well, how do we go from there to here? In this situation and stuff.
Well, I'm gonna tell you a joke. Many years ago, I was propositioned, right? And the funny thing is, and her name happened to be Vanessa too. And the thing was, I'm like, I'm not into women, right? But she was so really trying to convince me that women do things for women that men can't do. I'm like, I don't know about that one, but I just never know what the headspace is. You just really don't know. It's just weird, It's not like I
know.
Maybe they try it. maybe they're trying out. I mean, I've had people know that they just want to. They hear about it. They just want to see what it's all about. And then they probably end up liking it.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I've never been interested. I've never been that curious of what cases. I've seen situations, and even at work, when women have gone to the extent of getting a sex change in order to really. I'm not just talking about strap. I'm not just talking about strap on. I'm talking about whole sex change. And let me tell you something. When you're in the medical field and you're working with DOAs, you see a whole lot of stuff. You see a lot of exactly. Things out there, and it's like, and these. I mean, it's one thing you want women. I guess I don't know. I guess the thing for me, if the women trying to be so much masculine and the men so much trying to be feminine, and I'm not here to judge. I could really care less. It's each his own. But where do people really draw the line with their masculinity or their sexuality? I really don't know. But I appreciate and love everyone, so it doesn't really matter to me. But I guess
I know a lot of people. They go both ways. They go both ways. They like men and they like women. Men like women, and they like the men and stuff. So it's like you said. I remember when I was that was when I was young. When I was young, I was working in the bank, and there was a young lady in there. She was like that, and she used to give these parties and stuff. And I remember I went in her. We was working in the bank. She was a teller, and I walked into her cage, to get the information from her and stuff like that. I'm standing there. Next thing I know, she didn't grab my behind from the back. I'm like, "Oh, Lottie, you want to come to my orgy party?" I now have a clue of what an orgy party was. I didn't know what an orgy party was, right? So she's telling me all about her party and stuff and what they do and stuff. I was like, oh, well, see, this was the beginning way back then when you didn't know about all that kind of stuff. So it was like, I just went off on her. Like I hit her, really. I hit her because it was like a shock to me when she did it. And I know, I just know that wasn't me. And so that was my response to her and stuff like that. I mean, she didn't get too upset, but she was upset with me and everything because I hit her. But that was just my reflection when she did that to me like that. But you just don't know what to say or what to do. It is.
But the good thing about it that when my situation, and she wrote that, I mean, she apologized the next day. She apologized because she had a lot of respect for me and things like that. And I gave her more respect even to come back as a woman to apologize. And this was somebody who was married with kids. That's what I was saying. No, she was married with kids. And who really draw the line of what's what? Who knows what turn people's on, right? Sometimes people turn people out. That's what they say. I don't know what's going on with those things. People do all kinds of stuff. Well, I just hear the stories.
What makes them decide to choose you to make that type of advance to you? I mean,
I'm trying to go to parties, right? But listen, they was trying to indoctrinate Lottie, right?
At least yours came back to apologize. She came back to me again and said, Lottie, you changed your mind? You sure you don't want to come? She was trying her best to get me to come. So it was like pursuing. She was pursuing, trying to convince me to come. But I mean, it was like, what? I mean, you know me, I was naive back then, I mean, I'm still naive to some of this stuff, but back then I had no clue of what was going on there. And then the other ones tell us they saw what she was saying to me. They were laughing at me, making fun at me and stuff like that, teasing me in the bank. Talking about, oh, she wants you, Lottie. You better be careful, So she embarrassing me in the bank and stuff. In the bank and stuff like that. Because, people can hear you talking in the cages and stuff like that, right? But I mean, I think some people just get hurt behind that stuff too, And when you don't know and you find out, you get hurt behind something like that, No, but I mean, I think I would be devastated.
I don't know if I'd be devastated, but I would be hurt. But it just, I mean, but why would you be devastated? Because it's just because it's the same sex. I think it's cheating is cheating. It would be the same thing.
Well, that's true too. It would be the same. It would be the same thing, yeah. But then I think I'd be more devastated because I'd be like wondering, like, okay, well, what is it that they're giving you that I can't give you? I mean, I'm you just start thinking about all that stuff and figuring out because even with the cheating, now I never put that much trust in anybody to believe that they don't cheat. Because I would never say my man wouldn't cheat on me, or my man won't do this to me, or my man won't. I would never say anything like that, because you don't know what they're going to do.
Exactly.
And vice versa. You don't know what someone is going to do. You were in the relationship, but you don't know what's going to happen in that relationship. You know, I always remember the girl that was on the TV with, well, now it's Kelly and her husband, but back then when it was Regis, Kathy Gifford. And she would sit on TV to my Frank would never do anything like that. He would never cheat on me. And when she got that video of him cheating, she was devastated. That girl almost lost her. And that's why I said, why would you sit on there and say something about what your husband would never do?
Because the people do that. People have so much. They put so much trust and faith in one person, and so that's why they get devastated and heartbroken faster than someone who, you know, kind of reserved themselves for the, you know, for the unexpected.
Right, but you should never go into any type of relationship thinking that people, they're human. They're human beings. So don't ever think what, because truthfully, I might be the one cheating, not them. So don't even go in a relationship thinking maybe nothing don't happen. How do I know I might end up meeting somebody and cheat? But see, my thing is, I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to let you know up front, look, I don't think this relationship is working. And I just think we need to go our separate ways, because I don't have time for cheating. And first of all, to me, you can't cheat because you're going to get caught anyway. So I don't even know why people waste their time cheating.
That's another show. And that all depends. Because
how good you are.
I'm going to say this one thing.
You ain't that good that you won't get caught. You will always get caught.
If people have much to lose as you do, they learn to appreciate their relationship. Not to say that I'm condoning cheating, but it's sometimes people draw the line of what they expect.
Well, you look at it that way as well too. But me, like, my thing is, I just don't feel that people should be wasting their time cheating on each other. Just tell each other, look, it's not working, and it's time for us to go our separate ways, because you're gonna get caught. So listen, if you've been cheating, think about it. If you find out your sister or whoever's cheating, or you find out they're on the down low, then that's your decision to make what you need to do. But either way, thank you for joining us tonight. And we want to congratulate Marva again. We're proud of you. Thank you.
Yes,
and as always, we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Today's show is sponsored by Abu's Bakery. If you have a sweet tooth, stop by Abu's Bakery for some delicious cakes and pies.
Would you like beautiful pictures for your home or your office? Then stop by Fake Art Gallery. They have a large selection of pictures from around the world.
It's Shannon. It's Shannon. It's Shannon. It's Shannon.